everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. We are fueling up John Deere 8235R, which is hooked on to the KUHN VB 560. So today we are going to make another run at making some corn fodder for bedding for our cattle. We had already gone through and made about a third of our bedding so far. 2 days ago, Brittany went down to British and cut stalks, and hopefully we have enough cut to fill our bedding needs for the winter. I have 50 bales for myself, and I'm looking for another 100. So on top of whatever Dad needs, we have a lot of corn fodder to make yet. So today we aren't going to be harvesting any corn. We're going to be trying to get our bedding made because it's pretty much coming to crunch time with just about everything. And corn fodder is one of those jobs that you can't do when there's snow on the ground. So this is done fueling up now. What do you say we hop in it and head down to British? It is not raining. I felt kind of bad for this tractor because it's been sitting inside since we made fodder last, and it hasn't moved since, so the dirt's been collecting on it. I just decided to give it a quick shower before we headed down. So although the bales here are going to be divided up between staying here and going out to my place for my cattle, I'm still going to be putting 4 wraps on them, because if they go out to my place, they're going to get handled twice as much, and I'd like to keep them together until I can at least get them stacked up out there. I would like to wrap at least half, which I have 50 wrapped already, so another 25 to 50 of them I would like to wrap yet. So that'll probably end me up at one more row, so I'll arrive at the happy average of 40 bales that I'll wrap. Today I would like to figure out the difference between a cut and uncut fodder bale. So I'm going to be making bales cut and uncut like our last video. However, today I think I might have a little bit more time in the next few days to weigh these bales and see what the weight difference is between a cut and uncut fodder bale. And by cutting the bales, making better bedding, cutting it up so it'll absorb the moisture a whole lot more, as compared to just baling up the stalks completely straight out of the field without even grinding them up or anything. But yeah, we'll head out and get a measurement of the weight difference after we're done baling this. So what do you say we get started? So you can see we've got the knives in there. I just greased it, so I need to reset that. 4 wraps. We're going to be making 5-foot bales. to talk about it. It really isn't too often that a bale escapes like that. That was just unbelievable. That pasture's been out of commission all summer because they've been building a bridge down in the bottom and they had to take the fence out. We took the fence out. And the cattle haven't been in it all summer anyway, but we'll go down and pick that bale up. If I don't get to fixing it yet this fall, which I assume I will, we'll fix it in the spring for sure, because that's kind of hard to miss. So far I've got 70 bales. Dad went and raked a little bit more that wasn't chopped. So luckily we got a baler that's got the knives on it, so it can still break that material up. But I'm hoping to hit at least 100. I don't know how much Travis has got, but he's been working on this back piece, and I see he hasn't even gotten to what Dad had raked at the end there. We just got back to the farm. We have 87 bales. Travis had over 130. We may end up baling up to 50 more at most here at Rockville, but we're gonna switch gears again and go back into harvesting corn. I would like to haul the bales in when we get a chance, but they might have to sit out in the field for at least a week. So when I get a chance, what I'd like to do is weigh those bales between the cut and uncut ones, and that'll be shortly after this. So I'll see you guys then. Time to go rescue that bale I lost yesterday. These gates have their pros and cons, but I truly love this drive over gate. One of the best things I bought. Now what we're gonna do is, I have the bale buggy hooked up to the truck. We are gonna weigh the difference between a cut and uncut fodder bale. So theoretically, because the fodder bales that are cut should be processed down into smaller size material, we should have been able to pack them better when they were baled. These were all made with the same baler, so the sizes are consistent. I made sure that they were all of similar size. I'm gonna take the first bale off of these rows, and that way it takes away any moisture that they've absorbed. So that way we have a more consistent result. But they should be of similar size and weight, but I would expect that the uncut are gonna weigh slightly less because the material's larger, and there's going to be larger air gaps in the material. We're going to start with a regular old uncut bale. Looking at the back of the first bale, the front is obviously wet because we got a ton of rain last night, but the backside actually has mold on it. So the first bale in the tube is always going to have more moisture, because it's going to soak some up from outside if there isn't an end cap on it. Even then, still likely. But this first bale has more access to oxygen, so it's more likely to mold at the same time. And that's what you're seeing on the face of this one. The mold actually carries over onto the bale that I'm going to be weighing. And on the front of it here that you can actually see, there's no mold on the face of it. This bale smells nice and sweet. I think the cows are really, really gonna like it. And they're probably just gonna devour this stuff. We've been trying to make dry fodder. This year has been extremely, extremely difficult. The stuff that we made last night, I'm hoping is gonna be the more dry bedding, and this stuff is probably gonna serve more as a sweeter kind of feed, is what I'm thinking. Right now, I mean, the material, like I said, it smells nice. I think that the cows would absolutely devour this. Something interesting to note is that while we were wrapping these, we were actually getting moisture. This is the last stuff that we had wrapped. And right around midnight, I believe it was, the day that we were wrapping these, it started getting rained on. And looking at the tops of these bales, you can actually see all the moisture that's still contained, and that is actually molding. But feels wet to the touch. It's similar to a bale that's sweating in the tube, where it's gonna have a bit of mold around the outside, especially on the top. These bales had absolutely no time to air out. It was a make them and wrap them kind of situation. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these feed out in the next coming months, and I'm sure I'll talk about that in my videos. But what do you say we head over and weigh this bale? I'll head over to the cut tube. We'll crack that open, have a look, and see if we have a similar mold situation going on. It hasn't started molding too terribly yet, but I would imagine that with the access to the oxygen that's in the tube, that given the opportunity that this stuff would mold. But who knows? I might use it up before it gets a chance, because once things start getting frozen, the progression of mold really, really, really slows down. This would be a bigger issue with the stuff that we're gonna keep through the spring when we get those warmer days. And typically that's when we see the most deterioration in our corn fodder that's been bedding when we leave it outside. For the first few months, sitting there, it looks good because it gets cold this time of year and the mold just can't progress. But once spring hits, you see very rapid mold growth. $13.30. That is totally believable. So I'm gonna set this one down now, go crack open the other tube, and hopefully weigh it before it gets too dark. We're in the cut material now, and kind of the same situation as the other side. What's on top, there's visible moisture in there. If we come over to the other bale, same situation as the second bale on the other side. It does seem like it starts to improve quite substantially the further in you go in the bale. The front has, it's harder to see in the bright light, but oh yeah, the front looks like that. So that's the outside. Inside, definitely drier. That's a weight difference of 120 pounds, which isn't as much as we had seen in the hay, but it's still very substantial because that's that many fewer bales that you have to handle, that many fewer bales that you have to wrap. And I think the cows are gonna appreciate the cut material a whole lot more because it's gonna keep them drier by soaking up more of that moisture. Something that I think we're gonna see when we go to feed these uncut, unchopped bales out is that I think they're actually not gonna feed through the spreader quite as nice because they aren't gonna deteriorate quite as rapidly. And we have chopping rolls on our corn head, which helps to break up that material. But if we didn't have those, I think we would have a lot more difficulty feeding the used bedding out through the manure spreader. So we may see a difference in how the cut bales feed out versus the uncut bales. So it's a learning experience. I want to give a huge thank you to KUHN for sending the VB560 down, as well as the bale buggy, because it's been useful seeing the weight difference between the cut and uncut material, and it's useful knowing what our bales are actually weighing. So anyway, we've got one more video coming out featuring the VB560, which is going to be showing the difference in feed loss in cut and uncut bales. So that's going to be a future video to keep an eye out for over the winter months. But for now, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, all how farms work. And with that, I'll see you next time.